Hello. Let me first respond to my group 2 still. Yeah, group 2. We're awesome. We're all women, and that's the bomb. Shiggity dong. Anyway, Christy, you were a fabulous moderator. I think that you deserve a medal of some kind, or at least like a special what? You rocked it. Yeah. Great job. It was longer, but hey, it was still great. Um, and I really liked. Oh, geez, I've forgotten her name. Kayla? Kyla? I don't know. You talked about skeletons and how you have to have something that's actually factual in order to, kind of be scared. Like it has to be something that's not mythical, which is completely like due respect. That's great. As far as responding to the other groups, group one, Al and Bev, you guys had some interesting things that you talked about. The systemic observation, and you agreed that it was comprehensive and that the scoring system uh, should neither interfere or change the environment, which I think is great. Um, you guys talked about panels and samples and how samples can be more unbiased because they're from the person that is actually impacted by the situation, opposed to a panel where there's just a panel of experts discussing things and they probably have a bias because they've been studying that field for some time. Um, Al, your project sounds amazing, and I think we've talked about this before, but I would highly recommend that you go with a sample of people that you are attempting to assist with your panel before you engage in discussing the panel. I would recommend that you find out, what those people that you want to help, those participants in your program need and want assistance with before you decide on your own what panel and what people to put on your panel. But that's just an idea. Either way, but I just think you uphold the dignity and you honor the dignity of those people who may benefit from a panel if you were to ask them first, you know, what would you guys benefit from? And then, maybe have them help you even find people that they would love to talk to in the community that would, benefit them and the Latino community. But again, that's just an idea. For me, I would prefer a sample because I feel like that kind of creates an unbiased look at what those people really want to help with. But that's again just my opinion. Group three, you guys said validity and reliability related to participant observation. Um, I thought this was interesting. You guys had a lot of qualms with participant observation, and I thought there were some good ones. People may exaggerate the outcomes. People may be becoming too involved. Um, I have a hard time believing that I could ever be too involved, but I guess you can. You can get to the point where you're no longer maybe assessing things correctly because you've become too emotionally or intellectually involved in the process. Um, and what was the other one? Oh, having an observer in the zone of participation may change the way the group behaves, and that's a great point. I think that's a great point. And quantitative questioning, you guys had some issues with that. You thought that maybe there would be the same answers, or that maybe it wouldn't be. It would be easy to measure. Um, you guys said that you needed to have a number kind of way to measure things, more like a scientific method way of measuring the outcomes of things. And my question is, how are we measuring everything, and can everything be measured with a number? I mean, I feel like that's kind of like measuring things with the GDP opposed to the capability approach, which is something that we're talking about in the other class, in Eric's class, Dr. Bain Selbo's class. Um, and I feel like if we continually measure things with a number, we're not getting anywhere. Um, and something else you guys said, you wanted to measure body language and you wanted to measure thoughts and feelings. I'm not sure that you can measure those with a number. I'm not sure that you can necessarily designate those to a scientific method, or that you can utilize scientific method um, in that kind of research method. But to each their own, and if people prefer a way to write things down with a number, more power to them. I just kind of question that idea, whether or not we can really measure quality of life or measure research about body language and thoughts and feelings and culture and race and gender and sexuality with a number. But that's just my thoughts. Great responses this week. It was a lot of fun, and I love my new group. So, not that my old group wasn't great too. You guys are awesome. And I will miss listening to Al's videos, because I really like Al. Anyway, I hope you guys had a great Halloween, and I hope you have a beautiful weekend too. Okay. Happy Halloween.